Imagine you've just sat down to focus on a difficult project. You do everything right, the coffee is ready, the room is quiet, and your phone is face down on the desk, completely silent. 5 minutes in, you hit a dense paragraph. You read it, get to the end, and realize you didn't process a single word. You go back to the top and try again, but the words feel like they're sliding right off your brain. We usually take the blame for this ourselves. We assume we're just tired, or that we lack the natural intelligence to grasp the material. After all, the phone is dark and untouched. It's hard to blame a device you aren't even using. However, recent data suggests that maintaining a high screen time discipline doesn't actually protect your mental energy. You can be perfectly well behaved and still find your cognitive capacities significantly reduced. Simply flipping the phone over or switching it off doesn't seem to stop the drain. The mental fog persists whether the screen is visible or dark, powered on or dead. This points toward a frustrating possibility. The very willpower we use to keep that phone ignored might be the source of the distraction itself. At the University of Texas, researchers set out to test this by putting nearly 800 people through a series of grueling mental exams. They were looking specifically at working memory. You can think of this as your brain's mental scratch pad, the limited space you use to hold and manipulate information while you're in the middle of a task. To make the results about the device rather than notifications, they ensured every phone was silenced. No buzzing, no pings, and absolutely no checking the screen. They introduced only one variable, where the phone was physically located while the participant worked. One group kept the phone on the desk, a second group put it in a pocket or bag. The third group left the device in a different room entirely. When the results came in, the desk group performed the worst. Having the device in their field of vision significantly lowered test scores. The group who left their phones in another room scored the highest. The difference was dictated entirely by physical distance. The brain doesn't care if the phone is turned off. It cares how close the device is to your body. Why would a lump of glass and metal cost you cognitive fuel when you aren't even looking at it? To your brain, that phone is the most rewarding object in the room. It's a portal to your social life, your work, and your entertainment. Because the phone represents such high reward, your brain runs a constant, quiet background loop of what-ifs. Blocking those thoughts requires active energy. You spend your limited cognitive fuel just keeping that background loop from interrupting your conscious mind. The study found that the more attached someone was to their phone, the more they struggled. For heavy users, the cost of ignoring the device was even higher, leading to a steeper drop in performance. We effectively bankrupted our cognitive budget fighting an invisible battle against the device on the desk. The energy used to maintain that mental barrier comes from the same finite pool needed for the work. We've been taught to treat focus as a willpower muscle, something we just need to flex harder to see results. But that approach is exhausting and, as the data shows, often counterproductive. These findings point to a situational drain rather than a permanent loss of ability. Proximity creates a measurable ceiling on our working memory, the exact resource we need to solve complex problems or retain what we read. The solution is to stop relying on suppression. If you remove the stimulus, you remove the need for willpower. You want to design an environment where there is nothing left to ignore. Before you start a session of deep work, make it an automatic habit to physically walk the phone into another room. Put it in a drawer or a bag in the hallway. This habit asks almost nothing of you. It takes 5 seconds and 0 recurring discipline. Yet the return on that investment, sharper focus and less mental fatigue, is immediate. True discipline isn't about winning a constant war against distraction. It's about arranging your environment so the war never starts in the first place. Move the phone and your brain gets its horsepower back.